So welcome back guys to Food Aspire Home and Garden. Today we're going to make barbacoa. Barbacoa is one of my favorite things, but I don't know, I usually traditionally it's made out of goat, but we're gonna do beef barbacoa today. Alright, so we're going to want to do our Instapot today. You do not have to. Those are the chipotle chilies that you want to use. The more chipotle chilies you use, the hotter it's going to be, by the way, and the more flavor it's going to taste like chipotle. So I usually take about 3 or 4 of those chipotle chilies and stick it in my blender. I think I'm going to use my little cup blender so you can see that I'm going to take just a few. Make sure you wash your hands in between things because it does get spicy. If you touch your eyes, you're going to be screwed up. You're going to want to add about 1/4 to a cup of vinegar. You do not want to use a whole heck of a lot of vinegar. I have made that mistake several times actually when making this. So you want to make sure that you don't use a ton of vinegar when you are, blending this thing up. So you want to make it nice and smooth. And then you are just going to want to take some beef stock that you have made and put it in your Instapot. I usually fill it up to probably about 1 or 2 cups full, or at least over all of the meat that you're going to be using. We're going to be using a chuck roast, and then you're going to want to chop up a bunch of garlic too to go with this. Here's the chuck roast here. I got it all from Costco. Coming up, I'm going to be making some garlic first here. We're going to chop it all up. Actually, smush, you know how to take it off. Put it down on the counter and give it a good pop on the top with a knife, and you can get the skin out. I've tried the jar trick and I don't like it, so I don't use it. I just do the traditional way of doing the garlic. So there you go. Pound, pound, pound. And I think I'm using like a whole clove of garlic actually. On this one, I like a lot of garlic in everything, which you guys are probably already familiar with. A lot of people do, and it's just easier that way. So you can take them, put it in your blender cup. If you don't have a blender cup, just use a food processor. Okay, the big ones. I didn't want to get everything out and get a huge thing dirty, so I just use my little blender cup on my Ninja. I love my Ninja. It's the most fabulous thing in the world. I don't have a lot of counter space, guys, at all. I only have 990 square feet in my house, and that's about it. It's not very big at all. So, took the chuck roast. I did use some more garlic, but this one is garlic salt on both sides. And then place it into the Instapot with the beef broth in there. And that's homemade beef broth, guys. It's not that hard to make. If I remember one of these videos, I'll do a whole beef broth, chicken broth thing. It does take a bay leaf, so that's what makes it really nice and yummy. And then here comes our chipotle sauce that's going to go in the bottom of it. It just depends on how much, chipotle flavor you want in it. I've diluted it a little bit, but more garlicky chipotle flavor. It just comes out better. You don't want, I mean, I said like a fourth of a cup. That might even be too much. You might want to even think about 2 tablespoons, actually, of vinegar, the apple cider vinegar with the mother in it. I think I'm also putting some onion powder in there. It just depends on the day and what flavors I want to use. There's some cumin in there. And all of these are probably about like a teaspoon, not a whole heck of a lot. If you want more flavor, you can, always add more of any of that stuff, of course. And then here I decide, hey, well, I think I'm going to probably need both of them because um, it's going to need, I'm just going to use a lot of it because I love these barbacoa bowls. Um, I know I didn't show putting together the barbacoa bowl, but I kind of just did like took a picture of the barbacoa bowl. You can put whatever you want, whatever fixings you like in there. I do have a tomatillo salsa that I like to make at home that's really yummy, that really works good with the barbacoa itself, and it's spicy as heck because I'm a spicy person. And then here we're going to put it in our Instapot, and I believe with our Instapot, with the pressure cooker, we put it in there for an hour on high, of course. If you're going to do this, I think in my cookbook, there's no pressure cooker settings. So I switched to a pressure cooker recently. If you are going to use a regular like crock pot, you probably want to stick both of those in there for 8 hours, maybe even more. So if this is something that you're doing a meal prep for the next week, I would think about using that, like on a Friday night, just stick everything in there, and probably by the next day it'd probably be good. Sometimes it takes a little longer depending on what your settings are at too. Sometimes it takes 2 days to get it to, mush down. Now, this is the beef broth that I was using, and what I did was I took off all of I put it in the refrigerator because I wanted to get all the fat out of it, and you can do this every time you do one of these broths, and I always recommend it. And I think I'm going to add some more broth into the barbacoa to make it more moist. You can do the same thing too with the meat after it's done. You can stick it in the refrigerator and take the top layer off if you want to. I'm straining it right now because I don't want those chunks in there. See? You got to fill it all the way up. Okay. I'm adding some extra seasonings on top, of course. And of course you want to get rid of the fat. That's up to you if you want to keep that or not. If you have all the chipotle peppers and everything in there, it's not gonna taste the same, if you're using it for tallow. But anyway, sorry the video is so short today. But anyway, thanks for watching Food Aspire Home and Garden. This is what it looked like. I put some guacamole and my tomatillo salsa on there and some tomatoes. And it turned out really, really nice. So you guys create your own bowl that you want. This recipe is in my cookbook, Food Aspire Home and Garden. What is it? Homemade recipes with no BS. So anyway, thanks for watching, and hope you guys aspire to do something fun in your life. And feel free to comment and put something down below about what you're working on. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.